Previously on Humanities. Whew, I finished my SRI. Thank goodness. Today on Humanities, let's reflect. Today is indeed part 4. You were handed before you left at the end of part 3's day a chart that showed you how you've done on this and previous SRIs. You're going to need that. I'll give you a second to grab it. Got it? Good. In housekeeping, be sure that you're reading 20 minutes each day, and make sure to check in with Unified Classroom to address any assignments that you're missing and look for feedback. Today, our objective is to understand what you can do to improve your reading level. There's an assignment in Unified Classroom called My SRI Scores. It looks like this. This little section is just a reminder of scores we hope for in an ideal year. For 8th graders, we ideally hope that you're at 950. For 7th graders, we ideally hope that you're at 900. Please remember, this is a very different year than we're used to. We're starting off in a very different place. The last time you were in school was 6 months ago, and it feels like forever. Now you're back in the classroom with the same group of people all day, and you never leave the room, and you wear masks, and your teachers come in and out, and it's very different. We expect a little bump in the road. We expect a little dip. Let's not be too hard on ourselves. We have time to work on this and improve before our next time that we take the test in January. So what we're doing today is really taking some time to reflect and look at how we can improve that. So we're going to go through this and answer all of these prompts. You'll go through this and record your earliest SRI score on that chart, the date and what the score was, and then what your date and score was for this. You'll do a little bit of a debrief about how you feel about this most recent score, remembering that this is a strange year and we may be expecting some dips we wouldn't otherwise expect. Now what you're going to do is look at that graph. Let's look at some examples of graphs so we can see what increasing, decreasing, and flat look like. Here's a pretty good example of a graph that has been on an upward trajectory for most of your middle school year. We see that this person started off at this level and started going up and up and up. They hit their pinnacle last year at some point at 1,059 and then dropped back down. So as this person thinks about why they're currently on a decreasing arc, they might want to think about what was going on at this point. What was different? Was I reading more? Was I talking more about what I was reading? What was happening there? And can I recapture that magic now that we're at this new place over here? This is another one where this person stays relatively flat up until this last year and then starts dipping down. Again, I'd wonder, is there something that's gone on? It could be in reading. It could be in what's going on in your life, too. Maybe you have a new sibling that's in the family. Maybe you have to take the dog on walks more regularly, and so your reading practice has fallen out of habits. Maybe you found that Netflix show that you can't get enough of, and all you do is watch the computer, and you should really take a break and read a book. Who knows? And then we have this one, which has stayed relatively flat. It bumps up a little bit, and that's good. But as a reminder also, we want to see a 50-point growth over a year if you're above grade level, or 100-point growth if you're below grade level. So this is a time when I'd look at this and think, what could we do to improve this score? If we've been at this level for a while, maybe it's time to take that next step. So once you've looked at your trend on your graph, you can answer these questions. Is it increasing, decreasing, or flat? How do you see that? What do you objectively observe if you're using the language that you've been seeing in your science classes? And what's one reason your graph may be trending that way? And then on this next part, you're going to look for what your hope for the January test is. So what could you do to improve your scores? You could read more often. 20 minutes a day is what we recommend. If you don't yet do that, let's be honest with ourselves and let's see if we can do that. If you already read 20 minutes a day, maybe you want to bump that up to 30 minutes a day. Or you could change up the type of book you read. Do you love science fiction and graphic novels? Maybe now's the time to read a historical fiction book. You could read aloud to someone like a pet or a sibling or a parent or a cool rock, maybe. You could read more challenging books with a more intricate plot or tricky vocabulary or number of words on a page. If you're reading a book and you get stuck on a word, don't skip it. Look it up. Use a dictionary. You can Google it. You can ask someone. You'll get smarter. You could discuss what you're reading with other people, like a pet or a sibling or a parent or a cool rock. All of these ideas are located on slide 24. So again, the assignment that I just went over with you is called My SRI Scores. That assignment is in Unified Classroom. Please fill it out there. It is a handout. Once you click on it, it creates a copy for you. Make sure that you submit that assignment so we know that you're done with it and you're ready for us to look at it. Once you've completed your My SRI Scores assignment and submitted it in Unified Classroom, now you read for 20 minutes and your humanities work is done. Good job. You've really come a long way. I think you should tell someone that you're proud of what you've done. Maybe tell a pet, or a sibling, or a parent, or a cool rock.